Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, ladies and gentlemen. We will be recapping the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers training camp in just a moment. Stay tuned. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. See you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you punch that like button on the way in the building. Shout out to the homie Ron, who is the newest member of the channel, hooking up with that Pro Bowl status. Salute to you. I'm going to give some time for everybody to come in the room. Let me see here. All right, we're good. Let me mute this. All right, we're going to give it about 2 minutes to let people come in the room because we're going to get started. We're going to really break down what happened today. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I got me a little coffee right now, man. I am worn out, man. That wore me out today. I got to keep it a buck with y'all, man. That sun standing in one spot for 2 hours, holding the phone like this to my mouth, trying to let y'all see. My back hurting, man. I'm still, and the truth is I'm still trying to recover because I've been going hard, man. I've been nonstop, man. I went down to training camp last week. I flew to Dallas, Texas one night, never went to sleep, flew back the very next morning. I mean, I flew into Dallas, Texas like midnight and then flew out 4 a.m, 5 hours later, and came back to South Florida. I've been on a move. I done traveled from Central Florida to South Florida, back up to Central Florida. Now I'm going over to Tampa practices back. Whew, I am feeling it. But one more day, and the mission is officially complete. And I'm going to do all I can tomorrow to give you, it's like that. It's like overtime. Tomorrow, I'm putting everything I got into it, give y'all the best exclusive content tomorrow for overtime, and drop the best content I possibly can, man. I'm fumbling with my words, so y'all bear with me if I'm struggling to get through this stream, but I'm here for y'all. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Austin, who just donated to the channel, said, TD, please just lie to me and tell me Tua killed it. I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? I'm going to tell you the truth in just a moment, and we'll go from there, all right? But like I always say, man, I'm not a liar. I catch me 10 years ago, I may have told a few fibs here and there to get and do what I want, but becoming a grown man, I would say I'm not going to lie. If you lie to yourself, you lie to whoever. So I ain't going to lie to myself, and I'm not going to lie to whoever. I'm just going to tell you the truth about what happened today. But an early note, Tua wasn't bad today. We're going to talk about it, all right? He was not bad today, okay? We're gonna break that down. Oh yeah, wow, that's crazy. We're at 21,000 subscribers. I just noticed that. 3 days ago we were at 20,600. We done added in 3 days 400 plus members to the family. Man, y'all big up the comment section. Put your 21K in the comment section. Salute to all the new subscribers to the channel, man. Put 21K in the comment section. I'm just noticing that, man. We hitting it. I was at camp today saying we needed another 230 to get to 21K. We done hit it. Welcome to the new subscribers. We over 21K. We like 21,025 people, man. It's crazy. On our way, hey, let's get to 22. Why not? So what that means is you just got to go hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. I really don't get caught up in subscribers. I'm not like, man, I need subscribers. I just do what I do and let the results happen. But that's not going to stop me for asking for subscribers. So make sure that you're subscribed if you're new to the channel, because I'm going to do my due diligence to make this Dolphin family as big as we possibly can. Because the truth of the matter is we are the largest Miami Dolphin platform that has constant, every day almost interaction with the fans. We are the largest platform to have interaction with fans, where I'm answering questions and doing live streams and bringing panels on and stuff like that. So even the Dolphins YouTube, they don't do that. They drop videos and clips. We are the largest platform in the community actually doing live streams and interacting with the fan base. So y'all did this. I don't take any credit for it. I don't take any credit for it. Y'all did this, man. Y'all showing out. Dolphin fans, y'all showing out, man. Y'all are showing out. That's what's up. The homie G Firm said the hardest working man in Fins Nation. Flowers. I don't know if I'm the hardest working. I don't check on nobody else. So I don't know if I'm the hardest worker. 30K minus Tua haters totaling 15K. Listen, I promise you, if I was a Tua Nero on my show, we'd have 50K right now. 21K is the cost of keeping it real. You know, like Dave Chappelle skits on the Chappelle show when keeping it real goes wrong. Oh, man. But no, man, let me say this, though. 21K, that's also a special shout out to this community. That's a shout out to Dudley Durong, Finside the NFL, Miami Sports Music. It's so many. Now there's so many that have been added now. I'm going to stop right there. And the reason why, because I'm going to name 10 more, but I'm going to forget that 2 or 3 just off the top of my head and I'm going to get in trouble. So I think I'm going to just stop right there, okay? Because we got so many content creators in the community now, and I love all of them. If you are a content creator in the Dolphins community, please hit me up on IG. Let's just collab. I just love collabing with our community, man. So hit me up. I'm open to collab. I have never turned a single soul down for a collaboration. So just hit me up, all right? TD and Doug is where I go for the updates. Yeah, man, I go to Doug. I go to Doug to watch just, because I usually make videos before everybody else about everything. If somebody get cut right now, I'm usually making the video and then everybody start making theirs after. But even after I make the video, I usually go watch what Doug thinks about certain things because I'm a fan of the Dolphins too. I deliver content and I know everything there is to know about this team, but sometimes I just want to be a viewer. So Doug's typically my go-to guy as well. So, but yeah, man, y'all showing out, y'all doing it big. Salute to the Dolphins community. Y'all got this channel up to 21,000 subs. 22, we on the way, and let's do it. All right. Tua's TDs 2022 30 plus. Watch this space. Hey, maybe. But let's get into what we here for, because after this stream, I am gonna lay it down and you see if I can get me some good snooze in to get this last day of open camps. Give y'all the great content because today wore me out. I didn't realize until I got home. Then I had to go get the kids from school. And then around 4:30 settled in. All like, oh, I'm tired. I said, oh man, I'm gonna wait till I get the kids to bed at 7, then I'm gonna do a strong stream tonight. So without further ado, let's dive in and get this stream on the way. If you drop a donation, I'm definitely gonna read it. G Firm just dropped one for everybody. He said your channel is a Fins microcosm. Calling it a platform just doesn't do it just. And that's Fins community is what I like to call the Fins tank. Salute to you, G Firm. Thank you, homie. Love you so much, man. M Dreezy said TD looking extra cute today. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm looking cute, y'all. Don't gas me up, man. See, it don't matter if I get a compliment these days, Back when I was in them streets now, I was been feeling myself like, ooh. Now I'm hunkered down, locked down, family man, so it don't gas me up. I'm good. I don't need to be lifted up and stuff like that. All that good stuff, all right? Somebody said pause. It don't matter. Male or female, I'm secure about myself, so it don't matter. I take a compliment from anybody. Thank you, whoever it was. But hey TD, you should be commentating. Excuse me, be a commentator, man. You sound good and professional in your update and live updates. It depends, Seven. How much commentators get paid? How much commentators get paid, man? That's all that matters. Hey, listen, they dropping me by $250 a year. Yeah, I consider it. TD, how did our offense look today? We're about to dive into that. Tua was better than Brady. Facts. We're gonna dive into that. Probably more than you make it now. You'll be surprised, Light Gaming. So just look at YouTube. But anyway, that's not here nor there. We need TD on Sports Center. TD is better than Tony Romo on the play-by-play. Romo was pretty good, man. What's up, Palm Beach County? I see you in here. Appreciate you too. So they said, let's get the 22K. Yes. Anyway, let me stop bantering. We almost at 400 people in the room. We about to get started. We already 10 minutes in, and all my haters, they come to the stream. They got to listen. My haters, my number one viewers. Let me see what I can hate on. You're going to get in the comment section 10 minutes before you start talking about the Dolphins. Come on, dude. Like people can't keep their opinion to themselves. See, obviously God ain't done with me yet. See, sometimes I just be wanting to say, just shut up. Gosh. But I just feel like that's mean. And that ain't good to say, TD, telling people to shut up. But just shut up. All right. I repent. All right. Like, gosh, man, just be quiet. Like, it's so many times you could just leave, man. It's crazy, man. People got all day to have all day. Oh, man. Haters get you paid. Yeah, they do. They do. That's why I be telling y'all, don't be getting mad at my haters. Let me address them. They ain't doing nothing but making me money, man. Because the more I got haters, because my haters only just want to prove me wrong. But I keep strong haters. You know why? Because haters stick around until they can prove you wrong. That's why my group of haters so strong, because they done failed at proving me wrong like 50 million times, and they still sticking around like, we gonna get them once. We gonna get them. Let's go Tua, please. Like, oh my gosh, don't make this about Tua. Oh, but that's my haters for you, man. But I love them, though. I love them. Without them, I might have a little insecurities, if I ain't got no haters, like, I ain't doing something right. Anyway, man, again, let me stop bantering. And I'll be like, man, we 13 minutes in and you still ain't start talking about content. Today's practice, we get there. I went back and watched the film I had today, and you can't see anything, but it still at least gives you the feel like you're at camp. When I'm holding the phone and you can see the outside and I'm narrating it, at least it gives you a better feel like you're at camp. So I'll keep doing that, even though you really can't see the plays unless they come all the way up. All right. Now, I'm going to break down every facet of what I saw today. I'm going to try to do it really quick, and then I'm going to answer you guys' questions tonight and have some fun. Shout out to Vic Coaster. The homie is in the building. I love you, Vic, and thank you for always supporting what we do over here on this channel, man. You one of the day one crews, man. Salute to you, man. I hadn't seen you in the comment section in a while, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. But let's talk about it, y'all. Every unit. Let's start off with the Bucs because I want to get them out of the way. I want to talk about their offense and their defense. G Firm said, if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping, brother. I'm popping, baby. I am popping. I am it. I am it because I got them. Anyway, let's keep going. So Bucs, let's start so we can get them out the way. So let's start off with the Bucs defense, right? From what we know, they actually do have some really good corners. They had a solid day today, Stopping Tyreek Hill is a task that no one should be able to do, and nor did they do. But I got to be honest, that secondary had a decent day. If I'm going to give that secondary for the Bucs a grade today, I would give them a B. I would give their secondary a B because they didn't shut us down. They just dictated what we did, and we took what we could. Y'all give me 1 second. I need to adjust this camera. I got you. All right, y'all give me one moment. I'm gonna be about 30 seconds. I need to go close a vent in the room because can't be freezing the kiddos. So I'm so sorry about this, but family first. All right. Hopefully that was fast and I didn't, upset anyone. Um, all right, so I give their secondary a B. They actually played well today. They did a really good job covering things that were deep down the field. They dictated everything in front of them. Where they did have a weakness in that secondary, a lot of stuff in the middle of the field and in zone coverage. They left a lot of gaps that we did take advantage of. So they didn't play bad, though. They shut down the deep ball. In the man coverage, they were real tight to our guys. They made windows very tight, and they made it rough for our passing game today. So I give their secondary a B today, and that was with our starting receivers, the best that we had. So they held their own today, their secondary, but they didn't shut us down. But that's a solid performance given what they were going up against. As far as their run defense, their linebackers were hardly needed because they were able to stop the run with just their offensive linemen. Now, they had a rough time getting to the edge on runs. They did a good job forcing us to bounce a lot of runs wide to the sideline, but sometimes they couldn't finish it at the end, and we would pick up 4 to 6 yards on the sideline on a run that stretched all the way. So defense overall, I give the Bucs a A- today. But again, we found some success. It was tight success, but we found some success in it. But at the same token, they ain't give up no touchdowns. In a game of 60 minutes, I'm telling y'all now, the Bucs would have, based off of what we saw today, the Bucs would have gave up max 17 points. Even though they ain't giving no touchdowns, in a real game, I would expect at least a touchdown or two. But that defense is built to hold us to 17. It was a rough day trying to find opportunities. Even though we found them, they were all short. So the Bucs defense held their own today. The offense for the Bucs, man, they had their moments. You know what? You know how a bad day in Miami is? Like last week when I would report some days where we would struggle, then get a good chunk, then struggle, then get a good chunk. That's how it was for them today. Brady had it rough today. Brady had it exactly how Tua had it last week when I say certain days, like he didn't have a great day like they trying to make it seem. He didn't ball out today. It was average at best. That's what Brady had today. So for my haters, I ain't being biased. Brady had a day like what I criticized with Tua today. We made it tough on them. The run game couldn't do anything. Christian Wilkins was killing it when we on the Bucs offense. Their run game couldn't do anything at all. Okay. Brady was forced to do a lot of short passes, but what was rough about his day was he wasn't very accurate today. Brady was like missing receivers short, like the deep ball or the intermediate ball, Brady was fine, but all the short stuff, he was struggling. And on top of that, we forced him to throw a lot of short balls based off of our coverage. So that offense had a rough day. They got to Brady a lot, all in his face. Not only that, He was rattled. You could see he was frustrated. Now, I do want to put things into context. I don't want to make excuses for them, but I do want to put things into context. Brady didn't have his main weapons on the field. Godwin may have gotten a rep or two, but he was in the end zone most of practice with a fourth string quarterback working on stuff. So they kind of dialed Godwin down. I think I might have seen him get some reps in 11 on 11, but he didn't practice much. And they already were without two of their other top ones. Julio was pretty much the only weapon that he had out there, and Julio made a few plays. So not to make excuses for Brady now, but it reminds me of Brady when he was in New England that last season, and we picked him off to end his career in New England, and he just was going through the motion. Brady's mad when he throws possessions away. Brady, like when Brady cares, he going through all his reads, and if nothing there, he throw it away. Brady was so frustrated. Brady would hike the ball. He would look at his first read, and it would just look so bad to him. He'd just throw the ball away just mad at the team. It's like Brady be throwing little hissy fits. He be throwing little fits. And what they going to say to Brady? What the team going to say to Brady? Nothing. He be throwing fits, though. Brady be throwing plays away because he mad. Brady hiked the ball like, what are you doing, man? He'll throw the ball away. He won't fight through it like, he won't like, man, he messing up. Let me find somebody else. No, Brady be like, man, this play over. I ain't finna sit out here with this crap. He was throwing fits today. So good for the defense putting him in that situation, but at the same token, let's be honest now, he ain't had his main guys out there. And I don't know if it was real or somebody faked that. I think it's fake, but it was on Twitter where they talk about Brady said, oh, they got a great team. I wish I was playing for them or something like that. I don't know if that's real. I hope it's fake, because if it's real, oh my God, Brady is a fool, boy. But I think it's fake, okay? So that offense kind of struggled today, but at the same token, it was a struggle, but every 5-6 plays, 12 yards across the middle. And here's where they ate a lot. They would do things like catch a 3-yard pass and it'll go for 6. They got a lot of that stuff, just like us, dinking and dunking, but we'll get to us. So they did a lot of that. But here's where they were killing us. Here's where the Bucs offense was killing us. Screen passes. Every screen pass they threw, with the exception of maybe one that Noah blew it up. And he did a great job on that play. But all the other screen passes, which were like 6 more of them, they bid us for 5 to 15 yards every time. Every time. And that has a lot to do with those linebackers, man. Bailing, trying to, man, oh my gosh, man. I'm telling y'all, if we don't fix this interior linebacker situation, I am not a fan of Jerome Baker. Get mad at me all you want. He's just, I'm already mad. I ain't mad that another man got his money. I'm for that. Get your cash. But I'm sorry, as a Dolphin fan, you are not playing for what the money we gave you. But anyway, man, I'm gonna get off of that one. But that offense had its struggles today. So here's what pretty much happened in all the open field sessions. They pretty much only got in field goal range twice in the whole day. The first time they don't kick any field goals. They don't kick any field goals. They just, okay, it's 4th down. We at the 30, but all right, it's the next quarterback's reps. And then the second time to win practice, according to them, they feel like they won practice because we had a chance on the minute 42 and they had a chance on the minute 42. We got 0 points. They got 3. And they were kind of celebrating at the end of practice, waving at us like, oh, y'all lost by. However you want to look at it, right? So that offense looked rough, but how can you really gauge it when you ain't got the full strength of your receiving core? And on top of it, I know there's a lot of stuff about Noah getting burnt, But in the totality of 11 on 11s, I thought Noah played fair. But then when I put it into perspective, these aren't even their best receivers. He might have just got killed that day if they had played. But he actually played fair. He just made some big, bad plays. When he did make a bad play, it was huge. Like at the end for the field goal. They were like at the 45. His guy caught a 5-yard pass, and he just standing there like the play over, and the guy run up for another 10. Not just thinking the play over, and then he like, oh crap. And then he like Javon Holland consoling him. It's all right, bro. And he just like, I mean, go. Oh, never mind. I'm done with Noah. I'm supposed to be talking about their offense. Anyway, so that was Tampa today. Their field goal kicker don't even look smooth. It's like they got one of them guys off the street trying to make it. You know, he making some field goals, but he ain't got a good leg. Like every time he kick, and then you see Jason Sanders just is night and day, man. It's night and day. But that's the Bucs. Tomorrow we'll see what they do. But today was rough for their offense. So their offense, I would give a C- today. I would give their offense a C- today. And again, I'll give their defense a B-. So the reality is I have them at a flat C for today, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were a flat C. Their team was a flat C today. Okay? Now let's evaluate the Miami Dolphins, starting with the defense. Our defense, they got a good line. They got a good run game. We shut that crap down. I almost cussed. We shut that down. Christian Wilkins, man, I ain't gonna lie. After what I saw today, Christian Wilkins about to have him a season. Real talk. Real talk. Christian Wilkins about to have a season. Christian Wilkins did more than Budaveo, however you say his name, for the Bucs. Christian Wilkins is about to have a season, y'all. Every time they ran into that wall, it was him. And it ain't just him fighting the block off, tackling. It ain't nobody on him because he done already murked him. Get on me. Like Christian Wilkins, man, it's just embarrassing how many times, Vita Vea, whatever. He was more dominant than Vita Vea today. I'll tell you that. I don't care what you say. Now, don't get me wrong. They shut our run down too, but Christian Wilkins did it in a style where you're going to have to notice him. It ain't no case of three of us got the man and we creating a wall. He is a wall. He is the wall. So Christian Wilkins, man, that run game couldn't do nothing. And you know Brady and them, they like to run it right up the gut a lot. No, man. So the run game was non-existent for them. Sometimes, they'll get some power runs where they contact for 1 yard and they falling forward for another 2. That was about the best success that they found. They made, and there was maybe one run that they kind of broke off today. And when I say broke off, 7 to 10 yards, one. But man, this run D, if we can keep that up, because we need our linebacker help today in the run D. We need their help. But our run defense was stout today. That makes me feel like we're going into the season with a positive. We know what we got on that end, okay? Now, the secondary today for us, our secondary was strong. Again, we forced everything underneath. They did eat underneath, just like we did. But at the same token, Brady got rattled and started throwing incompletions. And our defense was just good today. X was really good in the team 11 on 11s. Needham was great with some pass deflects. Grossman was the player of the day, not because he was the best guy, but he made some huge plays in that secondary. There was one pass breakup he had that was phenomenal. Like it was like it felt like, I believe it was like a third down or something, second down. It was a second down and like 8. The number 11 backup quarterback was threading the needle, and it was a perfect pass, and the route was perfect, and he left his zone, came over and batted it down. He saved the day. It might have went for a touchdown. He saved the day. Holland and the receiver would have been to the races. So good job by him. And I'm sorry I kept saying Coleman every day. But it was Crossman, whatever his name is, Crossman. Well, y'all, like I said, you got to earn something before I learn your name. So y'all forgive me, okay? I heard Brady would have been sacked out of Wazoo. Yeah. Brady would have got hit a lot by us. But again, our overall defense today, I gave them a B minus. I would give our defense today, honestly, a A minus. I kind of a B. It was kind of a B. I don't want to be a homer here with the A minus. It was kind of a solid B to a B plus. So I'm gonna give him the B plus because we rattled the greatest quarterback of all time. Okay, I'll give him a B. They also didn't have any receivers, but it was still better than their grade. So that's why I like that. Okay. So I give them a B. It's better than their B minus. So our defense was better than theirs, but both defenses were good. I give us a flat B. Okay. Now, our offense, our run game still trash. It was more productive than theirs. And when I say that, on a scale of 1 to 10, if their run game was a 3, ours was a 4. Run game was still trash. Okay. Our offensive scheme today, I'm not the biggest fan of what I saw from a schematic standpoint, but at the same token, you got to take what a defense gives you. Just like we forced everything underneath for them, they forced everything underneath for us. We completed a lot of dink and dunks, but they're completions. And even though it takes 3 of them to get the first down, we were moving the ball. We were flipping the field. So it's positive no matter how you do it. I know it ain't sexy. It reminded you of last year's offense. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but today we played last year's offense in a new offense. No RPO, but it was dink and dunk central, but it was also necessary. It was also necessary because it's what the defense dictated. We found some gaps in the zone in the day, maybe about 4 times for like 9-yard, 12-yard, 15-yard, and maybe 120-yard gain on the sideline of Tyreek. That pass you see on Twitter, Tyreek coming across the middle, believe it or not, is only about 13 yards. I know it looks like a 25-yard chunk, but remember the quarterback is about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It was only about 13 yards in the zone, as you see. But we took advantage of what the defense gave more than they did. But where I was a little disappointed in the offense, when you have a gritty, grimy game like that, ball placement is everything, because on 2 plays in practice, if the ball placement had been right, touchdowns. And we didn't score any touchdowns today. This is what I was telling y'all about last year, even with Tua's assessment, and what Mike McDaniel told y'all, that we looked at all these throws and the name of the game is going to be ball placement, yards after the catch. There were 2 big opportunities that I won't forget that Tua had where the ball placement wasn't good. We caught the ball, but it was stopped right there. And both of them could have went for touchdowns had we led the receiver. So that's something he just has to work on and continue to get better at. But at least he's not putting the ball in a position where it's uncatchable. Like that highlight y'all, quote unquote, highlight y'all see on Twitter in the one-on-ones where he underthrew the guy. So overall, it was a solid day. It was a solid day. I'm going to give 2 grades on the offense because we got to put it into perspective. I'm going to give an overall offensive grade and I'm going to give a Tua offensive grade. Because I told you the Bucs were a C- offensively. That was with Brady and their backup number 11. And I got to give you the grade for us as an offense as a whole and Tua by himself. Tua by himself, I would have to honestly give him a B-. The offense as a whole, because Teddy's included in that, I have to give us the same as the Bucs, a C-. Honestly, it could be a D+ because Teddy threw 2 picks, but y'all know I ain't trying to put too much weight on Teddy right now. He done went to my doghouse about 4 days ago because he ain't even pushing Tua. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. So really, I just want to stick with Tua's grade and give him a B-. So when you look at it overall, the Dolphins did win the day because I put the team overall score at a B. We had a B day and they had a C day. We had a B day and they had a C day. B- at worst. And it happened in a fashion where you can't, oh man, yeah, because it was nothing exciting today. There was nothing exciting today. I mean, no big plays. Y'all see it on Twitter. We going crazy about a 12-yard crossing route with Tyreek. So I give us a solid B today. Like Gaming said, I think they had a B+ day. That's cool. I mean, B+, is it really far off? We right there. TD, will you be there tomorrow? Yes, I will. I'm going hard tomorrow for y'all too, man. And then camp will be over for all the media and spectators. So we had a better day than the Bucs overall. Now, you know how you can have a better day but still lose the game because the end of the game score is all that matters. They feel they won the day because they put that field goal up at the end because nobody scored a touchdown all practice. Nobody could get in the end zone. There was one point in 11 on 11s, Tua led us down to the 25, and we stalled on 3rd and 2 or something like that. And then Teddy started his reps. We never kicked the field goal. But they had a moment like that too early in the day. TD, you trying to say Tua played better than Brady, bro? That's cap. He played better than Brady today. Let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen. Tua Tagovailoa played better than Brady today. He did. I don't have to cap. You think I'm going to sit there and cap for Tua? You and whoever wrote that, I saw the name. Who was that? Because you done been here long enough. Where is that? Tua is trash. You done been here long enough to know I ain't ever going to cap for Tua. I'm just going to tell you what it is with him. I don't geek and fan over him until he do something great. Then I get excited sometimes. But I ain't finna just make this up. Tua played better than Brady today. Brady was frustrated. Brady also didn't have his weapons. But still, Tua had a better day. Brady misfired on a lot of the short, easy passes. Brady threw the ball away in those last 2 sessions 3 times. One time he threw it right in the dirt in front of him because he was mad. It ain't nothing wrong with saying Tua had a better day than Brady. It's one day of practice. That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. But don't get it twisted. I'm 6'1.5". You might be 6'1". Can I really just be jumping up and down like, oh, I'm taller than you? I'm 6'1.5" and you 6'1". I ain't really that much taller than you. So let's put it into context. We ain't gonna sit here and make it, oh, he way outdueled Brady today. I'm just saying it was rough on both teams, but collectively, Tua had a better day than Brady. Our defense got to Brady. Their defense didn't get to Tua. Tua had some sacks. He held on to the ball sometimes, but it ain't no different than Brady throwaways and frustration and bad throws. There's only 2 knocks on Tua today. Patting that ball too much sometimes instead of getting rid, like when Tua did get sacked. It's like, come on, bro. You had the ball in your hand for 5-6 seconds. Throw it away. And the ball placement inconsistency. Them the only knocks on him, but Brady, ball placement inconsistency, getting frustrated, not even going through his reads because he catching a little hissy fit, misfiring on little short throws. Tua had a better day. We ain't got to argue about it no more. And we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't rank the center. I can't tell you anything about the center because I wasn't really paying attention to the trenches to that tomorrow. I definitely will. I'll look at the trenches a little more. And by the way, we got 760 people in here between Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch and YouTube. Not Instagram, but Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. But we only got 271 likes. Let's get our 500 likes, man. Y'all know what time it is. By the way, that video today had over 1,100 likes. It's coming up on 10,000 views. So thanks for supporting that video, that live stream. I could tell y'all love the live stream today, and y'all appreciate the live play-by-play. All right. Let me see. Tua was better than Brady. Today he was. Yes, he was. Now, in one-on-ones, he wouldn't. See, okay, let's be clear here. I am not counting one-on-ones in the evaluation because the whole grading system would change because they murdered us in one-on-ones. They murked us. I mean, oh, my gosh. Brady in the backup, they were killing our DBs, and we barely got anything but the little short little dink and dunks in one-on-ones. I am not including one-on-ones. I am only including real football. Let's go 11 on 11. That's all my evaluation is off of holistically is 11 on 11, the real football. I'm not even including the skeleton 7-on-7s that they had. Actually, it was 6-on-7 because the offense only played 6 players and the 7 in the secondary. So, because if I added 6-on-7s and I added the freaking individual one-on-ones, oh yeah, they got us today. Oh man, I'm talking about them one-on-ones was embarrassing. The crowd were going crazy, and that's the crazy thing. The crowd went crazy for the whole first 30 minutes of practice of one-on-ones and 7-on-7s. Crowd was going nuts. You barely heard them for the next hour. That's what our defense did in 11 on 11. You barely heard them the next hour. Oh, yeah. All in the first little 20, 25 minutes. Once we got to them 11 on 11s, you ain't heard that defense at all. You heard people yelling at the refs. Come on, ref. TD, no end around and jet sweeps today. Well, halfback draws that went wide. It was a lot of wide runs. So we did run some of that stuff that we normally run. Not as much, though. Not as much. We really we worked on the run game consistently, but we really were trying to throw the ball today, but everything ended up in a quick pass. That's why I told y'all you really couldn't evaluate the O-line today because we got the ball out quick as often as we possibly could. We were getting that ball out quick. So if we firing in a hike, back to pass, bam, what are we grading with the O-line? That's why we didn't get many sacks today. That's why there weren't many sacks Because I'm telling you, they open this defense up and they trying to stretch the field. I mean, they open this offense up trying to stretch the field all day, and we looking for the deep one. And we did sometimes. TD, your grading system is off if they played us to a standstill without their weapons on offense and we had our starters. Well, James, I considered that, but you also got to go out there and play football. You also have to go out there and play football. At the end of the day, whoever's they lined up against, regardless if it's their starters or not, I told you to keep it in mind, but you still got to get a grade. It don't matter. The grade is the grade. This is how they played. So I'm not just going to say they technically beat us today, even though we were better than them because they didn't have their receivers. No, you got to go out and play. Any given Sunday, a starting receiver or two might be out. Still got to grade it. Still got to get that W or that L. So I'm going to grade it just like their starters was out there. It ain't no difference. Next man up. Next man up. But yeah, man, this offense, neither team looked good offensively, but we made more out of what we did than they did in the little short stuff. Gesicki is never a weapon for Tua. I saw Gesicki out there today, but basically he wasn't playing. He was non-existent. You know who caught the ball 8 million times today? Our fullback. Hike, fake the handoff, looking deep, dump off to the fullback, 2 yards, tackle, not tackle, but touched. Whole bunch of 2 and 3 yard gains. Fullback all day. TD, what's your coaching grade? Ooh, I ain't think about doing that, but I got to do it because I'm mad at Mickey D's. I'm mad at Mickey D's. So coaching grade. First of all, I got to give him credit because you playing one of the best defensive fronts. Come out there and go real game situation. We're not going to toss the deep ball all day. Let's get the ball out quick because we can't let their strength take over our weakness, which is the O-line. Dink and dunk. I know we don't like it, but you know what? At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to have a chance to win the game and lean on your defense. So I think the checkdowns was a part of the game plan to see what you can do if you go into a game versus the defense like that. So good game plan coming in today. But God dog it, I've been telling y'all for months now, not just Tua, but you don't know what you're going to get with Mike McDaniel in a 2-minute drill. You don't know what you're going to get. And every time in practice in Miami and now with the Bucs, we look bad in our 2-minute drill. We had 1 minute and 42 seconds. And we dinking and dunking. And we every time we do these drills, we be at the 40 or the 35 with less than 20 seconds left. That's unacceptable. You got to be in the red zone with less than 20 seconds left. You got to draw up some plays where you're going to get some 20-yard chunks or at least take a shot once or twice in a 2-minute drill. You can't 4-yard it all the way down the field, and now you at the 40 in the 35 with 3 plays left. Now no, that's unacceptable. And I mean, what made me mad was that gameplay situation. There were 18 seconds left on the clock. It was 3rd down. All you need is a field goal. You're at the 35, so that is a 52-yard field goal, but you're on the right hash. No matter how you want to slice it, it was bad coaching execution. If you wanted more yards, why in the heck are we running the ball in the first place? No matter how you want to slice it, running the ball with no timeouts because we had already used the timeout earlier is going to run the clock out. Hike, 18, 17, run up the middle, 15, 14, 13. Here we are with 11 seconds left, and now you yelling, field goal unit, and the clock is just ticking. By the time the team knows that they swap it, first of all, that was bad execution for them to not know we're going to do a field goal right after this. You got to yell it out, and the team like, oh, are we swapping? They should have already known to where you didn't even have to ask. So the clock is ticking. You switching out the field goal unit, and you basically, the clock hits 0, and you're still not set to take it. 3 seconds later, Jason Sanders kicks it in. You lost the game. Furthermore, it was also a flag on the play because the offensive lineman was running off the field, and he's still about 15 yards away from the sideline. It ain't like, oh, he was close. He's 15 yards away from the sidelines running over. You do not call a run play in any circumstance unless you have a timeout in that situation. Your team was not prepared. And here's the killer. The play before that was an incomplete pass, so the clock had stopped at 18. You had time to communicate what your plan was. So Mike McDaniel, like in a real game situation, y'all would see that we're down by 2 and we can kick the game-winning field goal. Dolphin fans, y'all are going to be heated if we lost that game like that. Y'all would be so heated. Why would he hand the ball off on 3rd down and everybody's in a pile in the middle of the ground and the clock at 11 still ticking, people trying to get up fast as they can? Why would he even run it? And you only got 1 yard off the run anyway. You got 1 yard. One freaking yard, man. And then you ran out of time to kick the field goal, and we kick it about 3 seconds after the game is over. And what frustrated me, the Buck players, they use that as their, yeah, we won today. They use that as their victory because we had the ball first and they went out on the field. Brady took them all the way down. Our defense stopped them around the same area, but they actually had 11 seconds left and kicked the game-winning field goal. They kicked the game-winning field goal, and their players was like, bye, Dolphins, take this L, waving us off. Shout out to the homie, Made Paid with the membership, been a member for 15 months with the Pro Bowl. Salute to you. Said TD went behind enemy lines for us. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. I was there, man. But I ain't had no problems. They was nice. And then I had a few Dolphin fans around me. You know, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, man, Mickey D's, he took that L for us, and this is what nobody talks about. We might have to deal with this having a new coach, a first-year coach. He has no experience in game time situations. He ain't even got no experience calling plays. This is his first time for all of this, y'all. Making real decisions in the real game, in the action. Y'all don't realize sometimes a first-year head coach can lose you 4 games alone. The coach. And today we lost the game and at the end of the game, we would be saying, man, dang, man, our coach lost us that one. I mean, we would have pointed to all the other things, can't run and all this and that. But we would have ultimately said, man, we still should have won this game. We had a chance at the end. Why would our coach freaking run the ball there? That's what we would be saying. So Mike McDaniel ain't nobody that'll coach him up, but come on, you got to be better than that. Don't do that again. It would have been better off with 18 seconds left. You get in the huddle and you got the field goal unit ready to go already before the play. And Tua's in the huddle saying, I'm just going to get to the middle and down it, and we got to hurry up and run because the field goal unit need to get out here. 18 seconds, y'all. Hike, middle, down, 15 seconds, they swapping. We going to get that field goal. Have them prepared and knowing what we're already going to do. That's the easy one. Let Jason Sanders kick his 52. He nailed freaking 55s all day. He was 7 for 7 on field goals earlier in the day. But your team wasn't prepared. We ran the ball up the middle. You looked at the clock. Oh, field goal. Oh, you telling them now? They like, oh, am I on this unit? Oh, they were confused, y'all. Players was confused. It was 2 seconds left on the clock, and it was a guy on the line. They were like, hurry up and get out. And he started running, and the game was over. Did he answer to that mistake in any interviews? I haven't checked out all the interviews. I don't even know if any beat writer asked him. I don't even know if they understood what he did wrong in that situation. Nobody even reported it. But again, when have they ever reported anything that happened bad in practice that was unacceptable? So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that y'all ain't heard about this, and the only way you'll hear about it is because of me. Did anybody else talk about this situation? Did anybody mention this happening in practice today? Did y'all see any tweet, any mention, or anything? Let me know in the comment section. And this is vital. Yeah, I was there today. This was vital today. That was huge. Joe Shad said something good. Good for him. What about our guys, the local? What about our guys on the beat? And I wonder how they even mentioned it if they did. TD, at least you're effing honest. But some of them did on Twitter. Good. I hope they ain't just report, oh, we didn't get it off in time. But the whole context of what actually happened. It was a terrible play call. Terrible play call, man. But hey, man, it happens. Hopefully he learns from that, and we don't get put in that situation this year. I truly think that our Achilles heel this year is we're going to have a lot of tight games that come down to the wire, and we're going to have game like 2 minutes. We're going to have like literally, y'all, I think we're going to have about 5 games where we're going to be in the last 2 minutes where we got to go down there and answer the call. And it's a matter of how many of those 5 can we execute and get out of there alive. I think we'll have like 5 games like that this year where we got less than 2 minutes left and we got to go answer the call. I agree, Jason. This is what practice is for. So we learned something about Mike McDaniel today, something that he got to be prepared for and start working on, and making sure this team is prepared and making sure his communication on that sideline has everybody ready for what's about to happen. So hopefully they learn from that. It is just practice, but hopefully they learn from it. TD, are you going to the game? Not at all. It's going to be a boring fest. I'm going to be streaming it right here live, right in my office, giving y'all live play-by-play of what's going on the field. I don't need to go to the game. It's too much work. Holding the phone the whole time, telling you this and that. I'll be watching it on TV just like y'all, doing a live play-by-play right here at home, breaking down everything we see. And the good thing about this, I don't care about Tampa's offense versus our defense. There ain't nothing to see there. We ain't full strength on defense. They ain't full strength on offense. There ain't nothing to see there. In that preseason game, we really going to be watching, okay, the world watching right now, or at least a whole bunch of people, what Tua going to do in his 2 or 3 reps. What is Teddy going to do after that? And then we get to get a look at Skyler. I think it's really just our offense. That's the only thing I care about in the game for preseason. I mean, the defense ain't going to tell me nothing. And Tampa Bay's offense ain't going to tell me nothing. Because both of them are a little skewed because they missing a huge piece on both of them. So I really just want to see our offense and how these guys look. All right. Communication is key. I agree. Now, the center exchange, we had some rough moments today again. It wasn't as bad as it usually is in Miami, but we still having issues. We're still having issues. TD, when the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, are you buying tickets? I have to. I have to. It's going to be expensive, but I would have to. Like, how could I miss that? I mean, it may not happen for another 50 years. So I would have to. Unless I go broke or something, and then that'll be the first time I'll be begging y'all, donate, man. I gotta get there, man. Please donate now. Send me super chats, please, please. The ticket is $3,000. Come on. Man. I'll be live for 24 hours begging. It'll be a telethon for your gift. Send. I have a telethon in this thing if I went broke and I need to get. I don't care what happened. I'm getting to that Super Bowl. Man, that's what's up. I'm doing it. Cash out because I'll be like, cash out me and PayPal me because YouTube taking 40%. So send it now. Man, $3K for the nosebleeds. I'm in the building. I don't care what it is. And guess what? Y'all gonna be there with me. What's up? Thank you for tuning in to TD Fizz Talk. We live for the Super Bowl. I'm reversing the camera. Y'all see it. We live. Hey, it is what it is. I'm going to be right there working for y'all. Y'all got me there. Man. But no, man, that would be a beautiful sight, man. That's all we dream of, man. It's just man, we want a Super Bowl. We want to win. We want greatness, man. Let me say this. I gotta say this about Tua real quick. I know that I am hard on Tua. I am very hard on Tua intentionally. I know a lot of people don't like that. Just like Bubba Wallace said his quote the other day, he said, I only focus on the negative, and I know that's a bad thing, but I just want to win. I'm just like Bubba Wallace. He said that the other day, and it went out on Twitter. I know he said, I only focus on the negative. It's not a good thing, but I want to win. Because I don't get caught up in glorifying what I already know you can do well. I don't want to get glorified in what Tua already does well. There's nothing to get excited about new. We already know what he does well. But I want to point out every single flaw because I want to appreciate his growth. So if I'm pointing out flaw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 next week, 1, 2, 3, 4 in week 3. Yeah, he done got rid of one of those suckers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. He done got rid of another one. I get to appreciate his growth. But this is what I feel like people gonna do. If he balls out, some people gonna make it seem like he never had a flaw. And you'll never appreciate where this kid started and where he's arrived. Some people be like, see, he gonna prove y'all wrong. No, he was always like this. He just didn't have stuff around him. No, admit Tua has flaws. He has flaws. And it is better to appreciate someone's growth than ignore the flaws they had and pretend like he never had them when he fixes them. And that's just the reality. And I do that because I remember, like I coach a little league team with my sons, right? For 4 years, and we won 3 championships, undefeated every year, except one year we lost the last game because we played the little babies and they got killed. But I remember we would do the same play over and over and over. They'd be like, why are we, even the other coaches, why we keep doing the same thing? We got to move on to leave me alone. We gonna go undefeated this year. Same play over and over. You miss your assignment. Do you know what you're supposed to do? Like I was teaching these kids. Screw just playing football. Teach them what they're supposed to do, why they're supposed to do it, and how important their role is. Every play. What's your role? What do you do if this happens? What do you do if that happens? Why is it so important for you to make sure that man right there doesn't get on the inside? Like nitpicking. I would nitpick so much. And you'll never get perfect. But man, you see the result at the end of the day where these kids are smaller than their opponents, but we are waxing everybody 40-something to zip every week. Nitpick, nitpick, nitpick. Start the play. What did you do? What were you supposed to do? So why didn't you do it? Give me my laps. Just man. And the problem is sometimes people don't have the time to truly learn something. They just going through it. They know what they're supposed to do, but they don't know the importance of this, that, and this. Why this person does this. Why this person. Man, these kids got so good, they start telling each other, hey, don't forget, you got to do this so I can do that. Nitpick. And don't move on. Keep on working on it until we get it right. Until we understand what we're supposed to do. Because until then, now you can evaluate this play will never work because this guy right here just don't have the strength to do what we need him to do for it to work. This play will work or whatever, you know? And I'm just a nitpick person. Why are you so critical on Tua? You want the kid to be perfect. Sure do. And the truth is I don't want him to be perfect. I just want him to strive to be perfect, even though that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. But as long as you striving to be that, all you got to do is become the closest thing to it and nobody will be able to stop you. That ball was a little behind. He should have put it in front. Man, gosh, it was a completion. Yeah, but instead of them 10 yards, we could have got 20. Ball was too low. The receiver tried to get it, touched his hands, and he dropped it. Hey, you touch it, you catch it. Yeah, but you could have made it easier on your guy. Then I'm going to go over to the receiver. You touch it, you catch it. Both of them. I'm going to get all up in my quarterback. You got to make that easier for him. Then I'm going to go over to the receiver. You put your hands on it. I don't care how low it is. You got to get it. But that ain't the world we living in now. We just want to say you touch it, you catch it. That ain't on the quarterback. No, man. I just want Tua to be great because I'm tired of these average quarterbacks. I'm tired of these quarterbacks that flash and get you 7 years, but then you end up realizing they ain't it. Do y'all understand how hard it is to become a franchise quarterback in the NFL? Do you realize there are 16 teams right now who have a quarterback who's auditioning to be the franchise? Honestly, about over 20 teams, really. Because there's only like 10 quarterbacks in this league where, oh, he's our franchise guy. He's our franchise guy. It's hard. But we get all caught up in the fact of how hard it is, so we should just settle with what we have. No, demand greatness. Demand greatness. I need Tua to be one of those 10 to 12 franchise quarterbacks. Not one of the franchise quarterbacks because you got the new contract, so we moving forward with you. Y'all know what a franchise quarterback is. Tannehill wasn't a franchise quarterback just because he got the deal. Because after it, they shipped him off. You know when you got a franchise quarterback. You know. He going to be here for 20 years. That's when you know you got a franchise quarterback. Not a guy that he got the new deal. Hopefully it worked out. No, that means you're still not it. It is so hard. Think about it in the NFL right now. How many franchise quarterbacks are there? Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Now watch this one. I'm going to throw a curveball in there. Was Russell Wilson a franchise quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks? I want y'all to think about this. And let's break it down when you give me all your yeses. Was he really? He won on his rookie contract, and ever since his rookie contract ain't win nothing. Because once you got that money, you couldn't carry the team. You couldn't carry the team. And every time they gave you new money, they waited till the very last minute and scratched their head. Man, we want to keep them, but we can't put nothing around them because of the money. Like, they shopped this man in 2 different contract periods. And most of y'all don't even know that. The first time they shopped him, and he said, if you don't give me my new deal now, I ain't giving you no discounts later. And they waited to the very last day they were eligible to give him the deal and gave it to him. Second time came around, they shopping him. And he said it again. Y'all don't give me my new deal now, you going to pay for it. They waited to the very last minute as well, and there were trade rumors. And they scratched their head trying to find another quarterback and a shooter to trade him, and couldn't do it. Re-signed him again. And sure enough, in all of them years losing, they said, all right, now we just have to. It's impossible. Why else do you trade a guy like Russell Wilson? If you're a franchise guy, you don't get traded. He lived off of his rookie contract where he won Super Bowls and said, just imagine, take away his first 4 years and just count the next 8 or whatever he's had. Imagine the next 8 after his first 4 being his career. He's another Tony Romo and Dak Prescott going to the first round or just barely making it every year to do nothing. It's hard to be a franchise quarterback. You have to consistently play at a level where you have a sense of actually carrying your team. You got to actually carry your team. I can see if you requested a trade, but they've been shopping you for 6 years now. And finally said, man, we got to just do it. His skill level is a franchise quarterback, but why would Seattle just get rid of him? You don't let franchise quarterbacks go because here's the deal. A true franchise quarterback, you feel like you could win any year having them on the roster. You never let them go. So I'm sorry. I've been telling y'all for years now this was going to happen in Seattle. If you were on this channel 4.5 years ago, then you know TD has been telling y'all about the Seattle situation for years now. I've been telling y'all Russell Wilson they ain't going to do nothing but go to the first round every year and get bounced out, and eventually they're going to get rid of him. They ain't getting rid of him. You don't know nothing. Look what ended up happening. It don't matter if it was the O-line. It don't matter if it was the receivers. It don't matter what y'all want to blame it on in Seattle. He the one got the boot. Because the money that he kept getting hurt them from trying to go get the O-line and the receivers to duplicate what they did in his rookie contract when he was just making $1 million a year. Brady is the definition of a franchise quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is the definition of a franchise quarterback. It is rare to actually get a franchise quarterback. As of right now, Josh Allen is a franchise quarterback, but sometimes these things got to play out, y'all. 3 years from now, you might see a different version of a player. Now, Josh Allen is just great. I don't think he's going to turn into a different player, but I'm telling you, we just dawn people what they are so early. It's hard to have the guy. And the scary thing about Tua is at least Russell Wilson had that team around him, and he won in his rookie contract. He had immense success, Super Bowl appearances. Like they were it. But ever since his rookie contract, that team never was the same. They couldn't afford the Legion of Boom anymore because Russell Wilson had to have his money. So do you carry the team after they get rid of what really got you there? And if you don't think the Legion of Boom was the backbone of that team, what really got them there, then you're wrong. That run game and that defense is what led the way, and Russell Wilson was just not a liability, and he made plays when he needed to. He didn't put up godly stats. He didn't put up godly stats. He just did his job, didn't make mistakes, and took and made the best of the opportunities that were presented, and played really good, sound football. But then you're going to replace what really got you there in the first place, that defense, to give him his money. And he ain't never carried that team since. Ain't never carried him ever. Ain't never carried him ever. And that's where teams get it screwed, and they screw themselves. They covet the quarterback so much. So if your quarterback was bad without everything around him, and he returns good with everything around him, when you give him the money and then you got to not have everything around him again, why are you making those kind of investments when you already knew he couldn't carry? Most of these guys that are great quarterbacks aren't carrying teams. Only a handful of guys are carrying their team, making plays that are godly. That's like, yeah, you're making the difference. You can pick up the 7-point loss on defense. You're a quarterback that's going to make up for the big time player we just lost on defense. Only a handful of guys. TD, Pat Mahomes carrying his team, no doubt. Y'all got to stop that mess. You don't know if Patrick Mahomes carrying that team. You won't know that until, hold on, let me go look at the contract again. Y'all always giving these guys credit while they still getting rookie money. And he's great. But y'all got to stop doing this with guys that's still getting rookie money. Let's see what that money look like this year. Give me a second. I want to know when that money truly kick in. That's when we'll judge. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt just because they great with great weapons around them. Patrick Mahomes got a great O-line. He got freaking one of the best receiving cores all these years. Now, the quarterback before him was rocking just as good as him. So let's see where the money at. So this year, he's a $36 million cap hit. So let's see if we're still raking up 13 wins. Let's see if the Chiefs still putting up 13 wins this year. Let's see. Let's see if they still doing their 13 wins a season. Because if it goes down to 11, there's a difference. And then next year, he making $48 million. Let's see. Stop automatically giving him credit. You want to say he carried the team last year when he was only making $7 million? You want to say he was carrying the team in 2020 when he was only making $5 million? He got everything to his disposal. Perfect team. Just like the Dolphins right now. See all this money we got on this team? Because your quarterback only getting paid $8 million. You do understand when he go from 8 to 40, that's a $32 million difference. Now, I want you to play this game with me right now, ladies and gentlemen. Subtract $32 million from this team right now and tell me, however you want to do it, by the way. Subtract $32 million from this team right now and tell me how you feel about the roster. Tell me about your chances this year. I want somebody to try it. I want you to try it. Give me $32 million worth of contract right now on this roster and subtract it. Tell me the player you want to subtract, and I'll tell you. And you tell me we still got a great team. Please, somebody. I'm challenging you. I am challenging you. No, you can't give me one player. You got to give me all the players that's going to equal 32 million. Not just one player. You got to give me all the players. And don't say Tyreek Hill equals 32 million, because guess what Tyreek Hill's cap number is this year? Tyreek Hill's cap number, let me help y'all out, is only $6.4 million this year. It's only $6.4 million this year. That's what his cap number is this year. Now I go up to 31 million next year, but this year it's only 6.4 million. So please give me all the players that's going to equal $32 million and tell me how this team going to look. Gesicki, Gaskins, Ahmed, Trey, Wilkins, and there have it. This is the one, TD. Bro, that only equal about 17 million, what you just said. 10 for Gesicki, another 4 for Gaskins, Ahmed 1, that's 15, and Wilkins, what Christian Wilkins making right now? Christian Wilkins this year, let me see what his cap hit is. He getting some decent money. Christian Wilkins making $5 million this year, so 20 million. You still got another 12 million I need you to take off. And that's my point. You try to poach this roster of $32 million right now, ain't none of y'all have hope for the season. None of you would have hope for the season. And that's my point. Somebody said Chase Edmonds and Gaskins. Now you got a weaker running back room. Gesicki. Hey, Byron Jones, the whole defense changes. The whole defense changes. See what's happening out there to know them? Come on, man. Listen, it don't matter how you slice it. You could try to get to 32, but it ain't going to matter. You could try to get there, but it ain't going to matter. Hold on, I got to pull this one up. Somebody might have a good one on me. Let me look at the numbers. I actually like their proposal. Well, that's going to leave the whole middle empty. Give me a second. Let me tell you what they said. Gesicki, Rowe, and Baker. Hold on. Rowe's 4.5. Gesicki's 10. That's about 14.5. I just need to look at Baker. Baker's getting 10 this year. That's 24.5. We still need another 8 million gone. But then with the 8 million gone, you ain't got no tight end. You ain't got no middle linebacker. You starting a raw rookie who ain't making enough plays in camp. I was hoping he would steal Jerome Baker's job, but that ain't happening. And then you have, Eric Rowe ain't a big loss. That's a good one to add on there. But you're still short 8 million. Like I said, you can keep trying. At some point, you're going to have to, you jabbing the team. You're jabbing the team. Now, if you got a quarterback who going to carry the difference, then okay. If you got a quarterback that's going to carry the difference, that's the difference right there. Why you think they were trying to get Deshaun Watson? Because regardless of the deficiencies, he's a guy who's still going to put up high offensive numbers off of his back. But we ain't got to keep on trying to give examples. It is what it is. That's the point you have to think about. And that ain't even mentioning the fact that we got all these young guys on rookie deals that's going to need to convert into real deals coming up. It's way worse next year because we negative 31 million in cap next year. So that's why, man, these teams, they sell out and make the market worse than it needs to be. They make the market worse than it needs to be. That's why Brady won so many Super Bowls, y'all. And Brady told y'all he ain't hide no secret. He tell you on camera proudly, why aren't you the highest paid in the NFL, Brady? And he'll tell you proudly, because I enjoy the competitive advantage of having better talent surround me. He understands that I am going to win Super Bowls if I take less money because I can afford better talent around me. And I am going to make way more money off the field, just like he got his new TV deal. The man making buku money from the TV deal. I forgot what that contract was. Somebody put it in the comment section. But the money he making off the field, you only make that money because you took the smart route in your career. You bet on yourself. I take $20 million every year because when I retire, I'm going to make more than that every year. Because I'm going to be a 7-time, I'm going to be the GOAT. The price for my advertisement is going to be bigger than Shaq's. And Shaq is the most grossing advertiser in the world. Brady got like a freaking almost $400 million contract. For how many years was it? Was it 10 years or something like that? Tom Brady contract with Fox. Let me look it up myself. $375 million for 10 years. This man, after he played football, is finna make $37.5 million a year. Oh my gosh. $37.5 million a year after you're done playing football. And he gonna have his other deals. This man finna be making probably $60 million a year after he's done playing football. He bet on himself. I'm gonna take $20 million a year. I'm gonna take $8 million, man. Let me see. Tom Brady's historic cap hit. I want to see if they got what his cap hit was every year. Thomas said, if Teron Arms says so elite, why can't he give right side a shot and protect the blind side? I think that's and EM puts this beautifully. I think there's a misconception with the blind side. Blind side is very important, but what you have to understand in the NFL, that left side of the line is where the most dominant pass rusher usually comes from. The most dominant pass rusher on every team tends to play on that right side. All right, let me show y'all what Brady his contracts were every year when he played. His cap hit. Rookie year, $231,000. Second year, $372,000. Third year, $4 million. Next year, $10 million. The year after that, 2004, $6 million. The year after that, $12 million. The year after that, 14. The year after that, 12. The year after that, 8. The year after that, 8. The 2010, 16 and a half. Then he got a buku check in 2011 for $20 million. Then he goes right back down the next year to $12 million. Then $13 million. Then $19 million. Then $13 million. Then $14 million. In 2017, when quarterbacks was easily starting to get $30 million deals, he was making 15. The very next year, he was making 15 in 2018. That's when the quarterbacks just hit the $40 million mark. And what did he make that year? 23. Then 28. And last year, he made 39. That was the most he ever made. And that was last year, 39. And in 2022, this year, he's slated to make 30. You know why? Because Brady just won his money on the way out. But this man barely made over 20 million in any season except 4. 4 seasons out of 22, he made more than $20 million. Somebody say his wife paid. So what? What they got to do with anything? His wife could have been broke. I think Brady is wise. And I think Brady knows the long run is much better. He knew early in his career, I got a few Super Bowls. Let me keep taking these pay cuts. He wasn't complaining about his money until late in New England. I don't know why y'all keep saying TD, his wife, rich. She could be broke. He was still making money that would take care of his family. It didn't matter if she was rich. He was still making money that would take care of his family. People like Brady don't lavishly just go crazy on spending $15 million a year. People like Brady spend 5 of it and save the other 10 in investments. They don't even need to use it. What do I need the other 10 for? Let me let that make me more money. It don't matter if how much money she had. Y'all think he took pay cuts because his wife made money? Most men don't look at their wife money and say that's our money. No. Brady was just Brady made enough money for his family. In 22 years, he made $333 million. $333 million in 22 years. And you think that mattered because his wife was rich? And now look at him. And what you don't know is guys like Brady made $333 million in his career. Brady probably got $500 million in the bank. His investments and what he do with his money, I'm sure he probably got over $500 million in the bank. And when this Fox money come in, he gonna probably be more wealthier than his wife. About 10 years from now, Brady probably would have made more money than his wife. LOL. So defenses won't swap their best pass rusher from left to right. Yeah, they do, but they primarily rush from the right. That's just a fact. Yeah, they move around, but they primarily rush from the right, and they're their best coming off the right edge. Easily. Hold on. And they got Tom Brady's net worth at 400 million, even though he's only made 333 million playing football. So that's probably double. Because a lot of times these net worth things online, they have no clue. Chad Ochocinco showed you that. He had his net worth at like 5 million, and on his podcast, he showed somebody his bank account, and it was 3 times that. They don't be knowing. The only thing they know are the assets that are in your name, the home that's in your name, the whatever you own, and they value it as something, but they have no idea how much it cash flows and how much return it makes for you. They only adding up the actual value of the either business or item that you own. This man is paid, but he did it the smart way. He bet on himself. As a quarterback, I'm going to take less and make sure I can keep this team around me. I always wonder, would Tua be that kind of guy? We win a Super Bowl this year. Like, think about it. We win a Super Bowl, Gesicki ball out, Christian ball out, Needham balls out for us. We win a Super Bowl, y'all. Tua got a Super Bowl. I always wonder, when we pick up the 5th-year option, and if he forced us to give him an early contract like Kyler Murray, is he going to want 40 to 50 million a year, or is he going to say, hey, give me 25 and keep the team together? I always wonder that. How confident are you in yourself and betting on yourself? Because that's what Brady did. Brady could have left New England at any point after about 10 years and been the highest paid player in the NFL for the rest of his career if he truly wanted to. His last 12 years of his career, he could have been the highest paid player in the NFL every year if he wanted to. But he didn't. He bet on himself. And I always wondered that with Tua. But then it's a fragile situation because Brady also knew he needed all of that around him for him to be his best. Let's get that straight now. Until he became the well-polished player that he is, where he's seen it all and he knows what it all looks like, where he actually is making the largest impact, that ain't happened until like the last quarter of his career. But Brady knew he needed his team around him for him to be great. And nothing's wrong with that, as long as you're going to consistently be great with it. I always wondered that about Tua. We go win a Super Bowl this year. Does he want to keep the band together? Or is he going to say, y'all screw me, screw y'all. Give me my $55 million or I'm out of here. Even if I can only get 40 somewhere else. Give me 55 or I'm out. Y'all took me through too much. I always wonder that. Because if we win a Super Bowl, wouldn't we all want to keep the band together? Same defense, same offense, and maybe even a little tweak here and there, but you can only do that if you save some money. Because guess what? Needham gonna need his money. We had to tender Needham to keep him. He gonna need his money. Christian Wilkins gonna need his massive deal now. Gesicki, are you gonna long-term him or take a hit and don't get the band back together and move him on? Remember, we just won a Super Bowl and Gesicki played well and balled out. Because the thing about it is you got to keep the band together to try to keep doing it. You can't fall in certain areas. I always wonder that. But we'll reach that road when the time comes. We don't know. That time will come, though. Actually, I hope it comes because that means Tua played well with everything around him. But we gotta, I don't care how you want to twist it, ladies and gentlemen. The thing we already know about Tua is whether he plays great or not this year, if he plays great, you got to keep everything around him because he ain't going to play great if everything ain't around him. Ain't no case of, well, he's developed now and I think he can carry the team more. Miss me with that crap. He's a player that need everything around him just like most of them. And that ain't a bad thing as long as you can put everything around him. But don't tell me you're going to keep everything around him and now have our defense be 20th ranked or worse every year, like some teams have to deal with. See, there's a trade-off, just like Russell Wilson. Offense can still do something nice, but now the defense is struggling because you could never afford to replicate that Legion of Boom. You can't do that. Well, the offense is still great. Yeah, but we ain't never got the money to make the defense better. Then you be getting in shootouts and losing them and blaming the defense when the truth of the matter is nobody's paying attention to how much the quarterback's making. They want to make every excuse in the world when the real issue is how much the quarterback is making. Everybody want to ignore what's happening with these quarterbacks and how they're affecting their team with these contracts. Everybody keep ignoring it. What are you going to do? Just move on from your quarterback? Seattle had to show you the hard way. If Jimmy G was making $15 million a year, he'd still be playing for the 49ers right now. They were like, no, we need better at this rate. We need better at this rate. TD, would you take Tua under a new deal if he plays similar to Kirk Cousins' QB play? Yeah, but what's the deal? You saying a new deal? How much is a new deal? That's all that matters. How much is the freaking deal? You know? And that's another thing you have to realize. You had to put everything around somebody and you pay them all the money? Think about that. Your quarterback was trash. I ain't talking about Tua, just in general. Your quarterback wasn't great. Then you put everything around him and he plays better and you pay him the money? You're supposed to pay everything around him so he can stay great. I'm telling y'all, it's killing the NFL, and the fan bases are delusional about it and wondering why they can't do nothing because we're overpaying quarterbacks. And we don't care. He our guy. Give him his money. And that's the Dolphin fans like no other. Pay the man. Boy, anybody on our team that make a Pro Bowl, pay the man. Pay the man. But we sure do a lot of paying the man and getting nowhere as a result. All this stuff matters, man. These quarterbacks are overpaid and they're hurting their teams. I keep on asking y'all, show me the quarterback making 40 plus million, even 35 plus million, and doing anything special unless it's a team that's going for broke and kicking the can down the road and they know that they're going to suck. Sometimes you got 2-year windows where you can just have all kind of great players, but 2 years from now, your salary cap ain't going to survive nothing. You know you're going to blow it up, but you going for it now. That's the only way you do it. But you actually got to hit. You actually got to hit. Because if you don't hit, you just waste it. You waste it for everybody. And some people be like, yeah, but Matthew Stafford gets paid a lot of money, TD, and he won a Super Bowl. Let me look up Matthew Stafford cap hit. I bet you he ain't make more than, with that team being that loaded, I bet you he ain't make more than $25 million last year. Let me go look. Give me a second. Bam. Guess how much money Matthew Stafford was a cap hit last year? I knew it. Guess how much his cap hit was last year? $13.5 million. And then next year, it's 20. This year is 13.5 million. Excuse me. Y'all, hold on. Let me get it. Give me a second. Career earnings. Let me go to last year. Y'all give me a second. One moment. Last year actually was 20 million. And this year is 13.5 million. Come on, man. And even worse, next year it's back to 20. And in 2024, it's 50 million. And in 2025, it's 55 million. What did I tell you? Make their little window, and then 3 years from now, you know you ain't going to do nothing. That's where you're pushing all the money. You know you ain't going to do nothing. You know this team going to be right back in a rebuild, but you're going for every Super Bowl you can in this window. Super Bowl team. You see how you do it? I keep on telling people, please tell me the quarterbacks that's out here making 30 plus million winning Super Bowls. Try Hard said, if Tua and the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, would that be one of the greatest stories in the NFL just off of what happened in the past 2 years? I'm not going to say that. I mean, look at what Burrow did last year. It's possible. You're led by a strong defense. It's possible. You get in the playoffs, all you got to do is win 3 games in a row. And you're there. And if you're lucky enough in the regular season, 3 games in a row and you won it all. Look at San Francisco, led by that defense and run game, get you there. Now, I know you said if you win it, but at the same token, it wouldn't be that miraculous. Now, the no-name team, the 72 Dolphins, the no-names squad, that's miraculous because you ain't had nobody that anybody knew. But we got too much talent that everybody knows on this team. Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, freaking Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, a set of backs, Christian Wilk. I mean, you could Emmanuel Ogbah, Melvin Ingram. We got guys people know. So I don't think people would be crazy shocked. We just need our quarterback to do play real well and we got a chance. TD, do you think that they should have not only an overall cap, but a position cap as well in order to tame the out of control money going to QBs? No. I like the system the way that it is. All these bloated contracts makes it hard for other teams. There's a general manager game in this as well that nobody is really playing. I like to incorporate it on this channel a lot. That's why I talk about the money a lot. There's a GM game to play as well. Most people just talk about X's and O's on the field. I'm sorry, you got to win the GM game too. All people want to talk about is the execution on the field. But the general manager game is just as big as on the field. It's just as big. Your decisions can mean it all. The general manager game is one of the biggest ones in the NFL. It's one of the most impactful. Execution on the field is an afterthought of acquiring the talent to develop and work with. But I love the economy of the NFL. If the quarterback's going up, 3 positions values are going down. Now the receivers are getting inflated, but the running backs are going down. People not noticing that. The freaking linebackers are starting to look like they're going down a little. It's a pendulum. It's moving, man. It's an economy out there. And you have to have the winning formula. You have to know what your team, how you want to build it to circumvent what everybody else is trying to do. GM job is one of the hardest. Yeah, it's a game. That's a game. That's the biggest part of this game. All we do as fans is look at the finished product. But some of these GMs out here are some bad boys. The way they structure contracts, the way they move people, the way they incentive deals, the way that they, tender this player, franchise tag that way. I mean, it's so many moving parts. How they manipulate this, manipulate that. That's why they get mad when a player come in that office, man, I want my money. Because they books, they like, we managing it. Oh, a player just came in disgruntled because they want more money. They throwing us off. We got to figure this out. We got to figure this out. And it's all about timing. Timing. All right, man, I acquired this player, but he's only a 3-year window. We have to figure out his replacement in a year and a half. We got to be diligent. You got to think years down the road. You'll have a player on your roster now that you say, for 2 years, we need to bring in players to try to develop to replace them. And if we can get just one guy up to his speed, we can move on from that big one and bring him in. But then 2 years later, nobody ever got to that level. Now we got to talk about keeping them. But then it's so, and then you got to rely on the coaches to come through. I need you to make this guy something. If you don't, you set me back. This game is so intricate, man. It's intricate. And you could be thrown off in so many different ways. Plus, you got to play the personality game. And it's a different world out there now. That's why I love football so much. That's why I love it. People just think it's X's and O's on that field. There is a game in the general manager's offices, man. Small little maneuvers, like trading Adam Shaheen to flip your 7th rounder to an early 6th because the Texans might suck. And now you got an early 6th, which in essence can be felt like a late 5th. You know what I mean? Small little maneuvers like that, and a whole bunch of them get you moving up. 3 third-round picks next year. You see what I mean? You might be able to take all 3 of them third rounders and flip it for a mid-second or early second. Now you take that early second with that 6th that you just got, and now you got a late first. You go from 35 to 31. Maybe, you know what I mean? So much maneuvering. It's fun. Early prediction on how this season goes. I've been saying 9-8. I keep urging myself to say 10 wins. I kind of feel I'm trying to be on a little more optimistic side. I feel like we're at 10 wins now. I'm gonna start pushing 10. I just feel it. My initial was at 9, but I'm gonna start pushing 10. So that's what I'm gonna start saying a lot. 10. That's why I feel like we could get to. And that doesn't mean we can't get to 12, 13. I'm just saying, like, realistically, it's hard in this league. It's hard. 9 TD, that ain't getting y'all in the playoffs. No, I understand, but again, one more win, I ain't got to be right. I don't want to be right. I'm just saying, a fair analysis, I'm going to have us around 10 at this point. And hopefully before the end of camp, I feel 11. And tomorrow's practice is going to be a huge part of that. That second preseason game will be a huge part of that. And then it's just a matter of, hey, man, let's go to war and let's see what we can do. All right. Anyway, it's about 9:15, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm worn out. I've had a long day, and I got to provide y'all with great content tomorrow. So I will be live around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning for live coverage from training camp. Again, I'll have the recording on for the first session of just warming up, and then I'll switch it to another stream of audio only, but then I'll turn on the camera once they get good into the 11 on 11s. I was going to open it up, but I'm tired, y'all. I'm so sorry. We're going to have more panels coming up in the near future. We're going to have a lot more panels because I want to hear from the Dolphin fan base, basically get how y'all feel and talk it out, debate, do all that good stuff. We're going to have a lot more panels coming up before the regular season. After this week, starting next week, we'll probably have a panel every other night. Some of our most frequent will be allowed on. So I'll say this. I like great conversations in our panels. So I want to say this. A lot of y'all love talking Dolphin football. And a lot of y'all have some great points that you make. And a lot of you all articulate yourself very well and can hold a great conversation. I don't want to say that I'll be auditioning or anything like that because I'm no greater than anybody, and who am I to judge talent? But this is a show that I'm responsible for, so I want the best of the best who know how to talk football and not get offended by each other's opinions on here. So starting next week, we're going to have like a week of me opening it up for everybody. And then I'm going to actually reach out to some people if they want to, be a part of panels long term throughout the season, getting their thoughts. Because I want to hear from knowledgeable, well-articulated fans in the community that want to join and actually be a part of some type of weekly panel on different nights and have conversations. So if you're down for that, next week, just be around. When I drop the link, come through. And hey, man, I gotta keep it 100 with y'all. I'm going to be picking some people, and there's some people that I'm not going to be picking. Because and you may be great, but it's about chemistry. We want to give the best show that we can with facts, not all this conjecture and fake rumors and conspiracy theories. But just good content, good debate, good questions, good facts. So we're gonna have a lot of that next week to see if anybody wants to be able to join and have great conversations with me and a lot of others. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I love you all so much, man. We're going to have us a great season. Peace. I am out. I see you, Joe C. I'll see you soon. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Love y'all.